busy making something.
Yes, so tell us what we're making here.
So these are die-cut people made out of adhesive.
And this is one of the kits that you can buy at Arts and Scrapes.
A perfect day to talk about crafts. You know, as it's snowing outside, we know that keeping the kids entertained during the holidays when they're off from school can be a real challenge, and that's where Arts and Scraps is here to help.
And Peg Upmeyer's here, and the best thing is we know there's that lull after the Thanksgiving meal where you need to have a little activity and everybody can join in.
Yes. So I brought projects both from Arts and Scraps and things you can make at home, but we want to get you busy making something.
Yes, so tell us what we're making
here. So these are die-cut people made out of adhesive.
And this is one of the kits that you can buy at Arts and Scraps.
Right. So you peel that off and it's all sticky or pre-glued. Now, that time after the dinner, you could go ahead. There's some things up here that some of our staff has made. There's a Santa, there's an elf. One thing that would be really fun to do, this is something adults and kids both like to do, is create family members.
That's such a great idea.
You could create Aunt Lynn or Aunt somebody or Grandpa, and then on the end we have a football player.
And you could even use them, Guy was saying earlier, you could even then use them like next year as place settings or at everybody's table.
You could. This is a really open-ended thing, and because it's a person to begin with, it gives you kind of a frame to work with, and it's not threatening. So you guys work away. I have some things over here.
And tell us a little bit about what you're working on over there.
Over here are projects that you can make with things at home, and it's stuff everybody has. So I took a brown paper bag and cut it up and used a margarine lid as a pattern, took that circle and folded it in half and took my scissors and cut. So you have a piece that looks like this. Then you could either have the kids or have everybody participate and write things on the folds that people are thankful for. Then you take that half circle and you slide the pieces on with no glue, and you finish it like this, and you make a turkey out of it. So this could be something everybody took part in, and to do a turkey head, it's essentially a circle and a beak, which is a diamond, and just kind of a loopy thing. And it doesn't need to be a wonderful sketcher to have to do that.
I love it. It's such a great idea because you can also, you have that as a memento then, you could say as a keepsake for years to come.
And it's a piece of everybody that's there. So it's something you could do with the entire group or just with the kids. And then here we started with the good old toilet paper tube. And toilet paper rolls are great because they're thick, everybody has them, and they're nice and sturdy. So I just covered it with gift wrap and made a loop and a smaller loop, and again that beak and the blobber thing that's its gobbler. And in this case I took straws and did a tinker toy type thing, and if you take a straw and cut, you can push the paper in it. And here, this is a place tag. So here's Aunt Lynn from over there, and when Aunt Lynn comes, the first thing the kids think of is she tells stories and she brings us a book. So it would be a way to tell Aunt Lynn wonderful things about her. If you didn't want to go through all that, you could have the kids or the adults trace their fingers, and you could tape that finger behind and write on it as well. So it's just a way to make things personal and fun.
All right.
We're listening, and we're also like frantically working. Not that it's a competition, but
I did Uncle Brandon.
That's pretty good. But
yeah, he's.
Except why is his beard white?
That's mac and cheese in there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his mac and cheese caught in there. Oh, he's got the nunchucks.
Don't mess with
And he's
Brandon.
taking the kids to the movies.
I love that's great.
So there's a story right away.
We got a story. We're gonna.
I'm trying. I'm working on it. It turned into like a pantsuit.
We needed to sharpen our scissors a little bit.
I know, it was hard using those scissors. But this is such a fun activity.
And here's the best part, the cleanup. It really isn't, because you're not using glue. So you don't have the kids covered in glue, and that's the best part of Arts and Scraps kits, is that...
The kits are such a great idea.
Yeah. Now, how much for a kit like this?
That kit is $26.50 for 35.
Oh,
and
wow.
this is addictive. So you do, Uncle Brandon, and you want to make Aunt somebody or Grandpa and Grandma. And normally people spend about a half hour on these. So it's something that everybody can do of every age. And you've got the 3-year-old and the 14-year-old and the...
And I can see why it's perfect, too, for a classroom, because you have so many in a kit.
And we should point out, you recycle 80 tons of waste materials every year through Arts and Scraps. And that you can find in your own home.
Right.
So it costs you nothing.
These are absolutely
such
different.
a great idea, such a great program. Thank you so much
Okay,
for being
thanks so
here.
much. You're going to come back for Christmas because
Yeah,
we're going
yeah.
to need another
Tons of
some
Christmas
some
crafts.
blowout crafts then. And we'll be right back. And don't forget, Small Business Saturday, 5 interactive stations, doorbuster deals at Arts and Scraps, east side of Detroit, just off Hart.